Just say go. But whenever you need me to start. All right. Hello, everyone. I'm back again after having the exams fever, which I was having the last few weeks, and this cold, chilly winter. Enjoying the winter and the weather, and having this green vegetables all everywhere. All my vegetarian friend, hi. Non-vegetarian friend, it doesn't make any difference for you guys. I know. However, I'm loving this winter in India with that beautiful winter. And I'm back with the same enthusiasm in our Turning Point Toastmaster meeting number 442. Did you see? We are like Virat Kohli. We are just making innings after innings. We are nowhere less than Virat Kohli. So with that Kohli's enthusiasm and spirit, we are here, everyone here are have got together to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop a communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. I request everyone to follow a few grounds rules to have a good smooth conduct of the meeting. I advise everyone to make your noise making device silent or on switch off mode so that we do not disturb the speaker whenever the speaker is speaking on the stage. I request everyone to speak responsibly on sex, religion, and politics. And as far as possible, please keep your videos on, audios off. And if you want to encourage the speakers, you can encourage with the Zoom emoticons which you have on the lower toolbar of your Zoom app. With that, I would like to call somebody who is a good friend, a great Toastmasters, a great leader, and who is somebody who motivates every person he come across in his life. Yeah, I am the best example, you could say. That person is none other than our division director, Toastmaster Utkarsh Sharma, who is playing the role of presiding officer today. Toastmaster Utkarsh, over to you.
Thank you so much, Madam Sergeant at Arms. Isn't she fabulous? I mean, with the energy that she brings, our meeting can never be dull and they can never go wrong. Let's have a huge round of applause for Toastmaster Priyanka Mishra for kickstarting the meeting beautifully. And thank you for all the adjectives, even though I might not deserve it, but thank you nonetheless. Keep them coming. All right, a very warm and hearty welcome to fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning from whichever part of the world you're connecting from. As a presiding officer, I welcome you all to yet another meeting of Turning Point Toastmasters. I mean, as our Madam Sergeant at Arms mentioned, we have started off with December and it's winters. So a lot of gajar ka halwa, a lot of aloo ka parathas, and a lot of jackets we are kind of sporting. I'm sure with winters, we do come with the menace of certain issues like air pollution in the northern part of India. So please be safe and remain warm, everyone. We don't have to worry about it because we are fully online. So you can enjoy this meeting from the warmth of your home. And we have so much in store for you today. We have such fantastic speakers. We have a wonderful, wonderful Toastmaster of the day with a very interesting and intriguing theme. And of course, a power-packed table topics section as well. All of it and more. But for now, let me just have a quick chit chat and introduce and acknowledge all the guests who have joined us today. We have with us Snehashish Biswas. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly, Snehashish. Is it okay if you turn on your video and you just have a chit
Yes,
chat?
you're pronouncing correctly.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know this. Is it okay if you tell us a little bit about yourself, where are you from, and what really interests you about Toastmasters?
I was already a Toastmaster member before, but I leave it for a few months, and I'm from Alwar, Rajasthan. That's it.
Alva definitely rings a bell. We have a lot of Alva folks here. So I'm pretty sure Gunjan is an Alvarite too. She is from Alvarite. Thank you
Yeah,
so
it's
much.
good.
Yes, fantastic. So I can introduce Gunjan for everyone. Gunjan has been a past Toastmaster. She has been a part of our sister club, Gurugram Professional Toastmasters, and we wholeheartedly welcome you, Gunjan. And of course, Snehashish, thank you so much for embracing us with your presence. We do have someone from Cross Borders who is going to give a fantastic speech today, Toastmaster Anish from F1 Soft Toastmasters Club. I hope I'm pronouncing the name of the club correctly.
Yes, it's correct. F1 Soft
Thank you.
Toastmasters Club.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Anish. Is it okay if you could just, have a brief introduction? We all would love to get to know you.
I'm Toastmaster Anis. I'm from Kathmandu, Nepal, and I am currently leading the club, F1 Soft Toastmaster Club, as Vice President Education. And I am currently involved with PhonePe, PhonePe Nepal, I must say, because there is also a PhonePe in India. So I currently lead the risk management and compliance department at PhonePe. And I am a new Toastmaster, I must say. It's been almost a year, I think, almost a year, and our club is 2 years old now. So I'm so excited. This is my first time doing an online meeting and as well as a cross-border meeting. So I am fully excited.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Anish. I mean, with the flair that you speak, it doesn't feel like that you are new to Toastmasters. Thank you so much for embracing us with your presence, and we're so looking forward to your fantastic speech today. I'm sure we all will be enthralled. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. I think that finishes off. We do have Manish Goyal from Gurgaon Orators Toastmasters Club. Hi, Manish.
Hi, Toastmasters.
Is it okay if you could just tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, thank you for asking. Good evening, all. I'm Toastmaster Manish Goyal. I'm part of the Gurgaon Orator Toastmaster Club, and I often used to come at TPTM as I find this club very useful in terms of learning. And in terms, I belong to Bharatpur, Rajasthan, and I stay in Gurgaon, and I work as a chartered accountant in one of the FMCG. That's all about me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Manish. We have a lot of folks from Rajasthan today, so majority from Rajasthan. Fantastic. Thank you so much, everyone. I'm sure you're going to have a great time. Please enjoy the meeting, be inquisitive, be participative, unabashedly participate during the impromptu section, and enjoy every segment of the meeting. I do have few announcements to make, my housekeeping duties as the presiding officer. First would be that we do have our informal division level evaluation contest coming up on the 7th of December. Some of them knew I would say that, considering that I'm holding the responsibility as a division director. So I have to make sure that there's some amount of turnaround for that event. If you are still interested, we can put your name, but you have to be a paid member of District 41. That's the requirement. And of course, you have to be from a club of a division H. And all you have to do is to sign up for that. Let me know and turn up on Sunday at 11 a.m. I mean, the flyers are out. We'll let you know all the details. The top two winners of that contest will move on to the district level unofficial evaluation contest happening on an event called Frost Fest in Mandi House, Delhi on the 20th of December. So it's a great opportunity, firstly, to hone your skills, gain visibility, network, and bring some laurels for your club. Of course, it is an unofficial contest, but it holds a lot of value. So if you are interested enough for it, please grab this opportunity. If you need any assistance or information, please reach out to me, reach out to distinguished Toastmaster Anand. We would be more than happy to help you. All right, that wraps up my housekeeping duties. Now we're going to introduce our Toastmaster of the day, who has come up with a theme called resilience. I mean, I am pretty sure we all have had setbacks in lives. We all have had heartbreaks, failures. But what's the one thing that keeps us going? I mean, no prize for guessing. It's resilience. I've already said the theme of the day, right? It's that ability to sort of bend without breaking, to rise even after the hardest of setbacks, and to keep moving on that path even when you feel that you cannot and you're so heavy. And that is the real beauty of resilience. And to guide us through this powerful theme, we have someone who is a masterclass at public speaking. He's a corporate trainer, a veteran Toastmaster. I can go on and on. He has so many laurels in Toastmasters. He has served almost every leadership position that you could that you could possibly be in Toastmasters, and someone who I always look up to as the person who I want to be. Thank you so much for this opportunity to to offer this opportunity to take up as team mod and guide us all. For now, let's welcome our Toastmaster of the day, distinguished Toastmaster Anand Katyani, on stage with a huge, huge round of applause.
Thank you so much, Utkarsh. Am I audible?
Yes, you're perfectly audible and you're supremely incredible. Over to you.
Thank you so much for these compliments. I just noticed while you were delivering your presiding officer address, a very curious pattern in this meeting. A lot of people who are returning to Toastmasters, isn't it? Among the other people that you welcomed, I also see a particular name, a common friend of both Priyanka and mine, Animesh Das. He has been a past member of our club as well. And Animesh, greetings again. Good to see you, buddy. Hope you are there.
Good to see you too.
Our theme today, everyone and Animesh, is resilience. Now, Utkarsh gave a very, very nearly perfect definition, but just to simplify it further, would someone like to throw in their interpretation, half a line, one line of what exactly is the keyword that gives you the feeling of resilience? What exactly is resilience in your words? Just half a line, no table topics. That comes later. So Manish, Anish, okay, I'm just going in the name of people who have
Overcoming the difficulties.
overcoming. So let's say overcoming a challenge. That's one.
Yes.
What about Manish?
Keep on going despite failure.
Keep going on. Okay. So resoluteness or determination to just keep going on. Okay. What else? There is Gunjan. There is Priyanka, Snehashish, Animesh. Throw in a word, guys. Okay. The
It's a
silence
never
was.
say die
Go ahead.
attitude.
Go ahead.
It's a
Animesh.
never say die. So it's a never say die attitude.
Never say
basically.
die attitude. All right. So far I'm getting overcoming a challenge or never saying never again or determination to keep going on. Well, going by the silence, even that was my reaction as well when I came across this word, a very fancy looking corporate word, and no idea about what this actual literal meaning of it was. I had to check dictionary, and beyond dictionary, I had to check the technical material because it came under a subject which I was supposed to teach in a semester for an entire college. And the topic was resilience in design thinking, resilience in personal integrity, resilience in this and that. And I was like, okay, I did not understand resilience. And then there are so many versions of resilience. I need to take help from Google, Gemini, ChatGPT, etc. Just like how Gunjan and Priyanka and Snehashish and others are staying silent right now. Nothing wrong with that. Well, slight deviation from the definitions that I got. I got the definitions on the lines of either keep going on or overcoming, somewhere towards leading towards a finality or result or a victory. Resilience is slightly different in my interpretation. Resilience is all about just bouncing back from your lowest point. Simple as that. So there are two things. One, the trajectory towards the lowest possible point of your life that you can get in that particular context, and the act of bouncing back from it. So that quality is resilience. So let's fix it up for you as well as for the online audience who is going to watch it later. Now, how about we go around a moment that you can share perhaps in one line or two, not in detail, about what is perhaps the lowest moment of your life. And those who have given me some introductions already, well, I will give preference to others. So let's say Animesh or Gunjan or for that matter, Priyanka, Snehashish, you guys get a go ahead, or Manish, you as well. Give me in one line, without going too deep, maybe on high level, what would you label as the lowest point of your life so far? It can be many, one of them. Manish, let's start with you.
Yeah, I can recall one point of my life, like when I started my CA. So in the beginning of CA, I failed many times, but later in CA final, I qualified that CA final both group in first attempt. So that was
Hold on. No table topic. Not table topic. That's cheating.
Okay.
I'm just sorry to cut you short, but the lowest point being an academic failure, right? In
Okay.
your quest for the CA certification, you came across failures. And credit to your journey that you came back and you did not just quit CA in between, you came back. So that act of coming back was your act of resilience. Excellent. Animesh, how about you?
I think I gave a speech before,
Yeah,
but
I know. Just for everyone else.
okay. So this was about my research, basically getting my thesis done with, basically. Again, academic, but
So
definitely.
for everyone's reference, Animesh has been a PhD student.
Oh,
And after a
masters.
lot of setbacks in COVID and this and that and personal challenges, he did not quit and he actually bounced back. It's not just mindless act of just being stubborn and going forward. It's actually reversing the situation, coming back. Um, have you all has anyone seen the movie called 12th Fail? Anyone? 12th Fail? Okay. Anish and Manish and Utkarsh and Animesh have seen that. Anyone else? Gunjan, Priyanka, I don't know if you guys are here or not. Are you guys here?
I am here, but I don't generally remember if I have watched some movie or not.
Okay. 12th Fail
Yes, I
was
have watched.
a movie last year. It was about Vikrant Masi, right? Remember?
IAS one
Then you
is
have not seen it. If you have
okay.
seen it, you must have remembered it because it was a mind-blowing feeling, right, Anish? Yeah. So that was just an example of what resilience or the act of bouncing back means. In fact, one of the key phrase or the catch line of that movie, just like any ISC speech, is setback nahi, will rather focus on the comeback. And that encapsulates what resilience means. Today, I am going to touch base about the lowest points, some of the lowest points of my life, how resilience helped me in that moment, and where to exactly find the source for this resilience. Talking about the overall structure of the meeting in general, this meeting is segregated into three parts: prepared speeches, table topics, and evaluations. We have two prepared speakers already over here. One is Toastmaster Manoj Nair, and the other one is Toastmaster Anish. Since Rupinder Singh has not joined yet. He has asked for a bit of extension. He will join us soon. I will go in the order of Anish first and then Manoj later. So evaluators, Priyanka, and the speakers respectively, be aware. Then we will have table topics. The table topic master is not yet here. She might be traveling back home. So Utkarsh, may I request you to just follow up with her? And of course, in the end, Utkarsh will come as general evaluator along with his mini team of evaluators. Utkarsh, would you like to introduce your team of evaluators and the overall gist of the general evaluation session? Floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Mr. Toastmaster of the Day. It's an absolute pleasure to be your general evaluator for today's meeting. Toastmasters is definitely one of a kind where it's not just about speaking, but also about timely reflections and timely feedback, which is why this section is extremely crucial, which is of the evaluation section. I will just introduce and brief this section and of course introduce my role players, but we would have a dedicated section in the end, which is the evaluation section where everyone, of course, barring me, will receive the feedback, which is why I took up this role in the first place. So my role today would be to observe and evaluate the entire meeting from how it flowed to how everyone participated to how everyone interacted and contributed. And I'll be paying close attention to certain things like how effective the transitions were, the overall energy, engagement of the meetings, how the role players kind of played their part, and so on and so forth. My notes are already up and running, and it's going pretty promising so far. But in this Herculean task of making sure that we do a very, very convincing role or justify the evaluation, I do have a team with me. I am not alone in this process. And for that, of course, I do have two fantastic speech evaluators who will evaluate the prepared speakers. Distinguished Toastmaster Rupinder Singh, who will join us shortly, and Toastmaster Priyanka Mishra. Thank you so much for taking up this opportunity to evaluate our prepared speakers. I do have my tag team with me. We have Toastmaster Manish, who would take up as the R counter. So I would request Toastmaster Manish to come up on stage and quickly brief us with your role, Toastmaster Manish.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Again, good evening, friends. I'm playing the role of R counter of today's meeting. As an R counter, my role is to count the filler words used by the speakers and the evaluators. Apart from that, I will note down the repetitive words and the long pauses used during the speeches. So I'll present my report when called upon by the General Evaluator. That's all. Over to you, Toastmaster Utkarsh.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Manish. We do have on the spot role nominations. So if you want to grab those opportunities, please do. We have the timer roll open. So Toastmaster Gunjan, Toastmaster Animesh, we do have the grammarian and the timer roll open. Please feel free to take it up.
Point of order, we would rather have the grammarian role being taken by an incoming role player. Timer, I will take care of.
Awesome. Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Anand. If anyone wants to take up the grammarian role, let us know. We would be happy to grab that to give that opportunity. Thank you so much. Please, you can DM me and let me know. All right, that is all. I will be keeping a close watch and will present my report towards the end of the meeting. But for now, it's back to our Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Utkarsh. Quick check with both the evaluators today. Rupinder has also joined and Priyanka is also here. Please confirm both of you have received the speech evaluation objectives.
I have the objectives.
Perfect. Then if the speakers, contrary to what I announced just a while back, since both the evaluators are here, would it be all right if we go ahead with Manoj first and then Anish later in the order that we initially planned for? Manoj and Anish, please confirm if that is all right.
You'll have to give me 1 minute.
Yeah, it's okay with me.
Rupinder, if you need time, then we will go ahead with Anish first, if that's all right. All right, perfect. So Anish, as announced on the WhatsApp group, let's go ahead with Anish first, and then Manoj later on. And Manoj, please set up your video till then. Priyanka, be ready as well. Now, this was just a demonstration of how a temporary setback can lead to an opportunity to not just panic, but rather respond with resilience. Resilience, while I come back to the speaker very shortly, resilience, folks, please focus, is all about making a comeback from the moment of your setbacks. We will discuss around moments of setback shortly. While I discuss mine, you will have opportunity to discuss your own setbacks, but do focus on the comeback story of your life. Today, we are going to hear two fantastic stories, starting with Toastmaster Anish. Before I introduce Toastmaster Anish and his speech title, let's hear from his evaluator, our club sergeant at arms, the lady who opened this meeting with the lovely smile, Toastmaster Priyanka Mishra. Priyanka, let's have you on the stage to read out the speech objectives. Priyanka, are you there? Everything okay with your audio? Priyanka, folks, is traveling, so be patient. Priyanka,
Please be patient. Please be patient. Toastmaster Anish, just give me a second. Yeah. I thought my sequence is second. So yeah. Toastmaster Anish is going to give a speech on with the part called Dynamic Leadership. It's level 4. My God, Toastmaster Anish, I'm still at level 3. With your project of public relation and strategies. So Toastmaster Anish is going to craft a speech on any topic where he's going to explain about the public relation. It could be hypothetical, say it could be something that's already practiced. So please Anish, please help me with the timing of the speech. Or is it 5 to 7 minutes or more than 5?
5 to 7 minutes.
Yeah, thank you so much. So it is timer. Please note the speech length is 5 to 7 minutes. So thank you so much. Over to you, the Toastmaster today.
Thank you so much, Priyanka. Folks, as some of you joined earlier and you already know, Anish is from a 2-year-old fantastic club from Nepal, F1 Soft Toastmasters Club. A response here from him that I'm going to read out, that was around what moment of resilience that he would like to share, or his inspiration of resilience in life. So here it goes. Anish used to be in stress and in anxiety during his CA study days, uh, failing almost every attempt. And he thought he could never do anything good in life either. But he showed remarkable resilience in dealing with the situation. And today, I'm proud to announce as Toastmaster of the Day and his introducer that he deals right now in risk management. He is leading the compliance department at PhonePe, not with PH, but with F. There is a company, PhonePe with an F, the largest payment network of Nepal. And the credit he gives for the source of resilience in his life has been his father as one of the strongest personality in his life. Toastmaster Anish, we are proud to introduce you today as our first speaker of the day. Please speak a longer sentence so I can confirm your audio as well. Your video is visible.
Hello, my name is Toastmaster Anis.
Fantastic.
Okay.
And as I already displayed to you, in the same fashion, the timing will be displayed from the by default device. At the end of 7 minutes, it will give a bleep sound and will start increasing from 0 to 30 seconds. Right. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give virtual or physical round of applause as I introduce Toastmaster Anish. Speaker number 1, Toastmaster Anish, the subtle art of PR. The subtle art of PR, Toastmaster Anish.
Fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, have you ever wondered how some people become a known face while the rest of us are still trying to be remembered by our receptionist of our own office? Well, today I'll share how I built a public relations strategy that turned me from the guy who knows Excel shortcuts into, sir, can you give me your advice just for 2 minutes? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, despite not fighting over social media, despite not posting any gym selfies, and despite not going viral, except once, I somehow managed to build a reputation that people trust me and that people believes in me. Let me take you through my 4-step PR strategy. Step number 1, genuineness, the foundation of my public relation. People often ask me, Anis, what is your secret that every banks and financial institution and even regulator knows you? And my answer is simple. I tell them confidently, it's honesty. I actually don't bluff with them. I just tell them the truth. And mostly because I can't remember my lies as well. As the head of risk management and compliance department at PhonePe, member banks call me almost every day. And they actually value my advice because I tell them the truth. I give them the exact solution, not poetry, not philosophy, and definitely not, sir, our memo has not been approved by the top management. My policy is simple. If I don't know, I'll tell you I don't know. But give me 10 minutes and I'll come back with an exact answer. I have even strengthened my relationship with the Nepal Rashtra Bank, the central bank of Nepal, who now sees me as the guy who answers with logic and not excuses. Dishonesty, ladies and gentlemen, is become my strongest public relation tool. Now, believe me, genuineness made people trust me, and trust made people remember me. And memory, that's how public relations are built. But being genuine isn't enough if you aren't being able to meet a lot of people, right? So that brings me to my next step, social media presence. For many years, my LinkedIn was like telecom service provider during monsoon season. It was active, but only sometimes. Then one day I thought, if anyone can build a strong brand or PR by posting random videos on TikTok and Instagram or any social media, surely I can build a strong PR by posting something meaningful, right? So I began posting key insights from the events that I attended, key takeaways from the events that I attended, key insights on digital payments literacy, compliance updates from the Nepal Rashtra Bank, the Central Bank of Nepal, Excel hacks, and motivational quotes. which I found occasionally on TikTok at 2 a.m. Slowly, the likes went up, the comments went up, and my DM started. Sir, can you accept my connection request? Sir, can you guide me? Sir, can you give me your phone number? Ladies and gentlemen, LinkedIn became my first public relation playground. And then I realized people don't people don't people don't follow perfection. They follow consistency. They follow authenticity, which is shared consistency. And my public relations strategy, step number 3, which is internal articles. Becoming a familiar voice. Our company, F1 Group, employees, has its own internal newsletter that is Pit Stop. And at first I thought nobody reads them, like those terms and conditions we all scroll past. But after I delivered a 1-week Microsoft Excel training at F1 Shop, this information was published on the Pit Stop with title Living the Values. And after this article was published, everyone started approaching me. Anis, when's your next session? What's the next batch starting? And even the top management of F1 Group started recognizing me. Recently, my another article was published in Pit Stop, which was regarding the negotiation skills in everyday life. When people repeatedly see your thoughts, your name becomes a part of their professional memory. Well, that brings me to my another step, the final and crucial step, because the posting articles isn't the only way to build a strong PR, because we need a relationship as well. So my next step is attending special events, showing up where it matters. I started attending events that are relevant to my career and professional growth. I started attending the events, banking events, fintech events, and conference, and much more. I attended the annual event of Toastmasters in Nepal, which is Citation 2025. And I even got lucky to win a door prize in front of 1,000 people. I attended the Global FinTech Fest 2025 at Mumbai few months ago. And not because of free snacks. Okay, mostly because 20% because of free snacks, but mostly your presence is often your loudest message. People need to see you before they can remember you. At these events, I made new friends. I shared my insights. I networked with multiple new people. So to summarize, what was my overall PR strategy? It wasn't fancy. It wasn't expensive, and definitely it didn't require a celebrity manager. My PR strategy was simple: genuineness, social media presence, internal articles, and attending special events. This strategy turned my skills, that is compliance, risk management, Excel training, digital financial literacy, into a holistic public relation. Public relation is not about pretending to be someone you are not. It's about it's about allowing the world to see the best version of who you already are. My own journey taught me that you don't need to be a celebrity to maintain a high public relation. You just need honesty, visibility, value, and consistency. This public relation strategy is not hypothetical. It's the part of my life, because what I have seen is that people often hesitate to meet new people, to write articles, to post something on the social media, right? So, my friends, if I can build a strong PR by mixing Excel formulas, attending events, and writing articles, definitely you can. Over to you. I can't hear you, Anand.
My bad. Congratulations, Anish. Your experience of creating value, visibility, and credibility using these simple tricks and tips resonates with us all. In fact, some of us are in that very bucket where either we are building some visibility on Insta, or if we are past the grips of Insta, then we are focusing on LinkedIn. So definitely, everyone, please connect with LinkedIn with Anish on LinkedIn professionally. It will certainly Well, our next speaker today is no short of being a celebrity himself in Toastmaster circles. And he is not a new face at all in this club. In fact, today when you see him, you will realize by listening to him what an impeccable source of practical wisdom he comes across. And when I asked him the same questions around the theme today, this was his response. Well, he, without me asking specifically, answered first question, where does he get his wisdom from? And he said, like someone said, with age comes wisdom. So there goes your response, everyone. I'm yet to get wisdom such as him, but I'm on my way on his footsteps. Through relationships and especially raising his two now grown kids, he has developed a much more resilient attitude. Parenting, definitely, I have a 5-year-old, I can relate to that. And his secret weapon being learning to pause before responding. So he doesn't react, he responds, and it helps him keep calm and grounded. Secondly, he believes in a learning quotient, and he believes that he can learn from everyone, be it his pet cat Golupolu, nice name, or his 78-year-old mother-in-law. The ability to adapt to people, these are admirable qualities along with staying grounded, being disciplined, and self-motivated. Traits that I wish we all would strive to build within us all. Toastmasters, today our speaker Manoj will be evaluated by another stalwart of this club, Toastmaster Rupinder Singh, joining us straight from CANADA. Toastmaster Rupinder, let's have you on the stage to hear Manoj's speech objectives. Over to you, sir. You're on mute. Go ahead.
You are audible?
Yes, you are.
Toastmaster Manoj is going to deliver a speech from the project Connect with Storytelling. The purpose of this project is for the member to practice using a story within a speech or giving a speech that is a story. The member completing this project is focusing on stories in a speech or creating a speech that is story. The member may use any type of story, personal, well-known fiction, or one of their own creation. I'm going to listen for a well-organized speech, and I look forward to an excellent story. In my view, the world needs storytellers. Timer, please note that the time limit is 5 to 7 minutes with a 30 seconds grace on either side. Toastmaster Manoj, que la fuerza esté con usted, which means may the force be with you. With that, I give it back to distinguished Toastmaster Anant Katyani.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rupinder. May the force be with you as well as evaluator. Because certainly we all need force, because now a force to reckon with is on the spotlight. Toastmaster Manoj, let's quickly confirm your audio and video. Your video is fine. Please say your name.
Manoj Nayak.
Can you speak a longer sentence?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, it's perfect. Just for your reference, this is how the timing will go. I'll reset it, of course. After 7 minutes, you will hear a bleep sound. That will be a virtual or an audible alert to you, after which it will turn red and it will start getting into the positive side. So you will have, of course, 7 minutes plus 30 seconds that way. I'm resetting the timer. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear for Toastmaster Manoj. Toastmaster Manoj, cookies. Toastmaster Manoj.
Good evening, all, and Toastmaster, the great Toastmaster Anand Katyani, and everyone here. I have this morning ritual of 25 minutes. Now, let me pose this question before I tell my rituals to you. What are your rituals, morning rituals? Morning rituals means like meditations, yoga, going for a walk, or going to temple. What's your rituals? Anyone would like to pop in?
Using the alarm for 3 times.
Good. I have this
Having coffee.
rituals. Yeah, sorry, apologies for that. Say that again.
Having coffee so that I don't kill anyone.
Thank you, Rupinder, and thank you, Anand, for that responding. I have this 25 minutes rituals while traveling to office on train. My headphone in, my phone out. I binge watch everything. I hear everything. I absorb everything. Whether it's LinkedIn post, podcast, world news, and of course, my favorite videos of cute kittens and puppies. And I use my iPhones for that. My iPhone is like my world. I brought my new iPhone. Sorry, I'm not bragging it. It's iPhone 16. I've been using for last 10 years for iPhone 2006 or 7. But instead of feeling happy, I felt betrayed. It's like Apple's Tim Cook has fooled me. It was slow and annoyingly slow that I have to behave. It's behaved like my phone 2007 wrapped up in iPhone 16 costume. My magical information machine has slowed down, painfully crawling actually for me. And page took hours and hours to open up. Videos frozen. I'm really getting anxiety attack, and I'm really fed up of this one. So I stopped into an Apple store and thought of arguing with this guy to get the refund and see what kind of stuff you're preparing and manufactured. But the technician was completely from a different planet, opposite to my energy. His calm, his whiz, his zen-like attitude. He took my phone, tapped few here and there buttons, and raised one eyebrow and said, "Sir, you got 43 page open." I said, I blinked. What? 43? Are you sure? And your cookies, your website, they're overflowing. Your phone is tired. I said, my phone is tired? My new iPhone is tired? He cleaned them up with few swipes, tap here and there, and all the cookies has cleaned. Suddenly my phone sprang back to the life. Radiant energy like it was on a steroid. The page opened instantly, colors look brighter, and my videos dance again. The magic has returned. I was over the moon. When I was turned to leave the store, the guys called me sir. And he said softly, "So it's not your phone, it's the clutter." I said, "What clutter? You mean the cookies?" The word stopped me for a few seconds while I was walking, but my mind was stuck there. And clicked, and inside something, some thought process going on, made me to think sharply that, our brain, and I'm sure you know that, it's a precious, overthinking, over dramatic brain, behave like my brain. Now, science day, I'm not a science disclaimer, I'm not a scientist by any shape and size, but science says that brain has like 2.5 petabytes of data. Now, metamorphically saying, just to understand this one, it basically contains 3 million hours of TV. My question is that with that kind of a storage in our brain, do you think we can run smoothly? Honestly, I don't. Just like my phones, I have this emotional cookies, clogging my systems, and plenty of having this open tab here and there. My gym instructor, Tim, who laughed me when I slipped over on the treadmill, I hate him. Mrs. Sharma, my math school teacher, a primary math school teacher, caught me while I was copying the answer in the school. I hate her. She named and shamed me in front of my friends. My maternal uncle, Gopi uncle, an ex-army colonel, who shouted and caned me in front of my cousin for jumping on his bed. Unacceptable behavior. I really hate him from the bottom of my heart. All those people, all those moments, those hurts, the trauma, the kind of scars, the wounds are running in my background, just like an app. I forgot to close that. And I did not realize every time I remember those old embarrassment, I just open up a new page or new tab in my mind. Because basically like opening a mental tab. And it slows every time I'm thinking about it. And no wonder why I felt so slow. why I felt so tired. And hit me the question that, do you really wanted to clear those mental cookies? What if I close down one of those tabs which I don't need them? How can I do that? Can I reset my brain? Reset? Maybe life is not about storing all those information, storing moments, the facts, the figures, the stats. Maybe about choosing which one you need to deserve a place in your mind or in memory. And the rest we can clear the cookies. Now, here's the takeaway message for everyone who's listening this one. Your brain is powerful. You know that brain is powerful, vast, magical, capable of storing lifetime stories, memories, thoughts. But you cannot run fast with those and joyful and purposeful in life. With that painful tab opening in the background that slows you down, why don't we archive those hurts, the scars, the wounds, keeping only the one which can grow you? Because sometimes the greatest upgrade is not your new phone, it's the reset of the mind. With that, back to you, Toastmaster, the Toastmaster Anand Katyani. Thank you.
Thank you, Manoj. Now I understand what that cookie meant. I was on another tangent altogether. But thank you so much for that life lesson. And yes, this similar to yours, it has been my experience in my classrooms as well, where I have had to literally ask people to clear their cache or delete their history or close at least those 111 browser tabs or so before calling that my mobile is now hanging. Thank you for that life lesson, folks. Here is a quick task for you as well. I'm launching a poll. You get 10 seconds to pick the best prepared speaker from today's meeting. While you do that, I will describe why I picked this theme today. I'm supposed to deliver a keynote address this Sunday. Just the last Sunday, I had delivered another one. There, I delivered a speech around being victorious or making a comeback from the moments of setback. The focus there was on making the comeback, the positive story. But I realized during that address that people felt more relatable. They related or resonated more with the moments where I was more vulnerable, not when I was victorious. So vulnerability over the moments of victory, that is where the magic happens as a public speaker, as a motivational speaker. So anyone who is looking forward to make a compelling, a competitive ISC speech, here is the tip. Show the moment where you faced the worst of life and showed resilience, because nobody cares about where you are today or how victorious you have been. It's that moment where you chose to revolt against the trend. That is where people relate with. Give me a thumbs up if all of you agree with that, if some of you resonate with that thought. Right. So one of the key moments, not all the 3 or 4 that I shared in the keynote, I would like to share one of them with you. And a few people here have been privy to that moment. I have shared only with a select few. And that moment came somewhere around 2020, where I had wrapped up my operations being a freelance trainer from Hyderabad and came back to North India and joined this fantastic family of Toastmasters at Turning Point Toastmasters. It used to be a thriving physical club. And I met wonderful individuals like Anshuman, Bhuvan, of course, Rupinder. And Rupinder became my mentor there as well. There came a moment when, after 3 years of quitting my corporate life, turning a freelance trainer, I was at my wit's end. It was not just, I was just not making enough to call it a successful career. And just when, after so many months of following up with a few prospective clients, one of them I really cracked open. And they gave me a 3-month long assignment on soft skills at one of the physical offices at a BPO location in Gurugram. On the day of my first interaction with my clients, I went ahead with blazer, tie, everything, decked up. That day, I did not go by scooty. I hired an Ola. And the moment I reached over there, two people in completely unexpected attire welcomed me. The attire was that, white helmet, mask, hazmat suit. And immediately they took my temperature. And then they asked, "Sir, why are you here?" And I showed them the email. "You guys invited me. That's why I'm here to take the first day of training." And they said, "Didn't you hear? It's lockdown." So I came back, this time by an auto, not by Ola. And on that day, all the words that I heard from so many people in hush hush voices, "Is Anand crazy? Why is he leaving a career post MBA, a glorious trajectory that he was on? He would have settled abroad shortly in the next decade or so. Um, is he really planning to live off his wife's salary? What exactly is planning?" All those thoughts from family members, friends, close, near and dear ones, that came pouring in my head. That day, after reaching home, I cried for 2 hours. And that was not cries or tears of a boy, it was tears of an adult Anant. For 2 good hours, I cried in the stairs leading up to the first floor of my rented apartment. My wife, she was in office, did not call me because for her, I was perhaps taking a training program at that location. I called her in the lunchtime and she said, "So, Mr. Toastmaster, how's your training going on?" And after a deadly long silence, all I could say was, I came back home. Sensing that something was amiss, she came back home, took a half day, and she sat with me. And by that time, my tear ducts had dried up. You can say that they almost simulated the reservoir of hope in me, which had also dried up. And at that day, I was like, am I stupid or what? What am I doing? Boss, that was perhaps one of the lowest point, the absolute nether of my life. At that point, it all looked hopeless. I felt like an utter failure in my own heart, in my own eyes. Well, that was the day I felt absolute rock bottom. And I had my own sources of resilience who helped me come out of it. So here I am launching a poll for you to share who are the sources of resilience in your life, and you can choose up to three. It's a multiple choice question. You can choose up to three, not just one. So let me know if it is coming as one single choice or multiple choice. Fantastic. So interesting polls going on. We will come back to it later on. Right now, while you are dealing with these choices, let me invite someone who will give you a choice that you cannot escape. This person is our past VP Education, someone who took a very gutsy decision of her life very shortly in the past. That was marriage. So today she has come back again after changing her marital status, changing her employer, and after a brief hiatus, she is back again. In her introduction, during her PhD, it was very difficult to get along with her guide. And so many times, she also thought of giving it up. But she pushed herself through, even when it did not make sense to just continue. Now it has been 4 years, and she doesn't remember those days at all. She has her degree, and she is proud of herself for not giving up at that point of time. And dear friends, this is resilience personified. She credits her grandfather the most. He was a strict and honest person, but very punctual and reliable as well. And she says that if he says that he will take care of something, you can forget about it. So that's the definition of dependability that she has learned from the man of his words, her grandfather. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege to introduce to you the table topic master of the day, Toastmasters Aina. Aina, let's have you on the stage, buddy.
Am I audible and am I visible?
And you are incredible. Go ahead.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Anand, for this lovely introduction. It is so good to be back after, I think, 3-4 months. Well, good evening, fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests. It's time for the most exciting part of the meeting, the table topics. As Anand said, I'm Aina, your table topic masters of the day. Today, our theme is resilience, a very, very serious word. But do not worry, my friend, I will not be serious at all. Resilience means never giving up. Like when you try to open a packet of chips and it refuses to open. So, but we are still bravely fighting. No, I will open it, open it, open it until it finally pops. So today, just like that, the topics that I will be giving will be silly, will be funny, and I'm sure you'll have a lot of fun. Before we start, let me quickly brief you with the rules. I will give a topic to the volunteer, and the speaker is supposed to speak for 1 to 2 minutes. Your minimum time is 1 minute, and maximum is, of course, 2 minutes. Toastmaster Anand, can you help me with the timings here, please? I didn't see the green, yellow, and red cards.
So timing will go something like this: 2 minutes on the top, and after 2 minutes, 30 more seconds will be displayed. So entire timing will continue to run like this.
There will be no cards, right? There will be some sound.
I can show cards, but we are experimenting with a format where the timing will be visible to the speakers throughout. At the end of 2 minutes, there will be a buzzer sound, an extra audible sound, and 30 more seconds after that, they can continue. And the timing will go in reverse. So it will be completely visible to them.
Okay, thank you so much, Toastmaster Anand. As he said, the speaker will be able to see will be able to see his timings, and after 2 minutes, 30 more seconds will be given to that person. I wish everyone all the best, and kindly note that this session is open for all the guests and the members. So without further ado, let's get started. Who wants to be the first volunteer? Please raise your hands.
I
Let me
will go
try.
first. Okay.
Okay, I heard Snehasis and then Priya, right?
Yeah.
Am I pronouncing your name correctly? Snehasis. Yes, Snehashish.
Yes, Aina. Let's say Assis.
Okay, very good. So, Toastmaster Snehasis,
Yes.
tell us about a time you failed and it was so funny that you started laughing. Tell us about a time you failed and it was so funny that you started laughing. Toastmaster Snehasis.
It was a time when I will say when I was preparing for my exams, professional exam like CA. When I gave my first attempt of my CA foundation, I will tell you, I was not even prepared about it. I was just like, I have to give it because after 12th, I was going for that attempt. After 3 months, that exam was going to held. And I was like, okay, I will give it. And I was not even prepared. And the marks I got at that exam was like, I never, first of all, that I never failed in my life. And I failed. The marks I got, that was very funny. Like even, I don't even got half of the marks. That's how fun it was. I don't even cry because I don't even prepare for that exam. That's why I don't cry. But one of my brother who advised me that you have to prepare now. Even after I got failed, like that's a professional exam, I got failed, but I came back, I bounced back, I cleared that exam. Right now, I was after that I reached CA inter stage, and I'm preparing for that, and I am continuing it. But after giving some attempts, I'm still bouncing back because I think I want to clear it, and that is what it is. Over to you, Aina, Toastmaster Aina.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Snehasis. So it was so nice to hear about your bounce back story that you have finally became a CA. I know CA is quite tough and you did not give up. Many congratulations to you. Who wants to be the next volunteer? I saw Priya's hand. I think it was Priya who.
Yes, I asked earlier.
Okay, Toastmaster Priya, can you turn on your video, please?
I am returning to office, so I am walking. So
Okay. So, Toastmaster Priya, what do you do to cheer yourself when you're having a tough day? What do you do to cheer yourself when you're having a tough day? Toastmaster Priya.
Yeah, to share myself, I used to watch animals videos clips in YouTube. Then in that time, I will completely I forgot everything. And then I used to watch some comedies, stand-up comedies in multiple languages. So in that time, I could share myself, and also, uh, yeah, these are the both way I could share myself. If I have time, I play with kids. These are the time I will share myself. Yeah, sometimes I used to feel when I dance also, I share myself, but of course, because of so many situations, I couldn't do that. So these are the three ways using watching stand-up comedies and watching animals videos, and then dance. It makes me cheer up. Thank you for this topic. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Priya. Walking works for me as well. Even after having a tough day, I go for a walk with my earphones, with music on, with my earphones, and it relaxes me. But after some time, I realized if nothing works, you just put on some music and you start dancing like crazy. It gives you energy and you're all happy. This works for me. Maybe you can also try that sometime. So, who will be the next volunteer? Toastmaster Manoj.
Let's go ahead with anyone who raises his hand at this point. Go
Okay.
ahead. No props.
Okay, all right. Toastmaster Manoj.
Thank you.
Toastmaster Manoj, if resilience was a cartoon character, what would it look like? If resilience was a cartoon character, what would it look like? Toastmaster Manoj.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and table topic master, Madam Toastmaster Aina Gupta. If Resilient would have been the kind of cartoon characters, I'm coming from a old, not from the same generations, I would say about it. But those generations where I used to be living, actually, I used to watch this Tom and Jerry. I still watch Tom and Jerry whenever I get time on it because it really helps me to, because the kind of creativity they created, whoever has done that job, Walt Disney or whatever actually, or the characters behind this, to bringing that kind of ideas about Tom and Jerry's, trying to go for it. No matter how much time Tom beat Jerry actually, but Jerry always come back so effectively and so punchy. Now, recently watching the AI kind of thing, where the cartoon, I'm pretty sure they have watched this maybe a year ago, where Tom come with it and this the maid of the Tom organization, bringing the kind of AI character in that one really helps you to understand how resilient. But if you look at the same at my home as well, where I got a Jerry, but the Tom is not there, right, by the way. But Jerry is that Gulupolu. It's a cat, and I mean I've seen him chasing those magpies, the birds, and all those things. But he never gives up. That's one of the things which I really like about, because I take my cat for a walk. I'm sure many of you have heard about this one. Maybe I'm one of those insane man in the whole planet actually taking cat for it. Perhaps you have seen people taking dog for a walk, but I take my cat. And people are feeling looking at me like, hey, still you see that idiot taking a cat for a walk? But I don't care about them because I am more interested in my cat's mental health. So I take my cat for a walk and I see them. He always try to uh, attack those birds and all those things. But I think in my mind, I was thinking myself, and I'm telling my Golu in my own language, are you Golu? Are you a jerk? Do you think you will ever catch a bird? You are a small, like maybe 2 or 3 inch long, but how do you leave it up? But he never drops out. So that resilient power teach me a story that never give up. It will come back as Golu and Polu. With that, back to you, to Master Table Topic Master Aina Gupta. Thank you.
Oh my God, Toastmaster Manoj, you just turned one of my favorite cartoon and cartoon characters into two resilient superheroes, both Tom and Jerry at the same time. Thank you for that. Who would like to take the next topic? Toastmaster Anish, please unmute yourself. Toastmaster Anish, share a moment when you surprised yourself with your own strength. Share a moment when you surprised yourself with your own strength. Toastmaster Anish.
There was this moment where I was failing my CA exams and I was at my lowest point of my life. And that at that moment I thought that I wouldn't get job in my entire life. I wouldn't get a life partner even. But what I had within me was that confidence that I had to speak up because I believe in the philosophy that if you don't ask, the answer is always no. And I am the very much fond of asking questions because my philosophy is so deep rooted within me that I had to ask everyone because the curiosity in me never dies. So at that moment, what I did was the F1 group. At that time in Nepal, it's one of the largest fintech company in Nepal. And the chairman, Mr. Biswas Takal, I asked him if there is any vacancy over there because at that time no one dared to go near him as well because the aura he throws through the audience. But if I don't ask, the answer is always no, right? But what if I ask? It might be 50-50 chance. I might get a job, right? So I asked him in a casual meeting. Then he said, okay, then come visit my office. I'll set up with an HR. That day I realized that you need to have that confidence of asking anyone. And similarly, my life partner as well. We were the best friends at the same office, working in the same office. And I was searching for my life partner on the other parts of Nepal, and she was doing the same. And one day I asked her in casually, we are so much of good friends. Why can't we be the life partner? And then she was shocked at first. And then she said, if you have this guts of asking me, then come at home and ask my parents as well. And I did the same. And now it's been 4 years. We are married, happily married, and we have a 9 months old kid as well. Over to you, Toastmaster Aina.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Anish. I have one line. God help those who help themselves. You helped yourself, and God helped you. You just had to ask. Wow. Wonderful. Who would like to take the next table topic?
We have Utkarsh, Rupinder, Manish.
How about Toastmaster Utkarsh? Toastmaster Utkarsh, are you there? I think he's not there.
No,
Toastmaster.
he's facing some
Yeah.
internet trouble. So Rupinder is available on the video as well. Let's have him.
Toastmaster Rupinder, would you
This
like to
will
take the
be our
next
last speaker
topic?
as well.
Yeah, sure. Let's give it a shot.
Of course. Let me find something for you. Okay. Toastmaster Rupinder, describe the most dramatic moment you ever had over a small problem. Describe the most dramatic moment you ever had over a small problem. Toastmaster Rupinder.
Madam Topics Master, I am a husband. That alone should tell you a lot. There is no dearth of dramatic incidents over trivial matters. Let me give you an example. My wife is a cleanliness freak, bordering on insanity. You open her drawer and you will see that cinnamon is stacked next to celery, which is stacked next to some other spice, because ages ago they were children of the same line of cousins with the same last name. If you open my drawer, it's almost like it's chaos. I call it organized chaos. So when she says clean this up, and at that point I say it's better off not being clean. That is where, over such a trivial matter, the argument starts. I have a theory. It takes just about as much time to organize things as it takes to find them from a mess. And while may be learning organizational skills, I am learning retrieval skills, which is actually the most important skill you need today, because we live in a world which is defined as VUCA: volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. No amount of order, no amount of organizing is going to help you. But if you can make meaning out of this mess that you are in, those are the skills you want. So, Madam Topics Master, I am a husband, and there is no shortage of such moments for me. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rupinder. I have 2 to 3 lines to say. First one is Rupinder being Rupinder. As usual, your wife jokes, they will never end. Number 2, I lost track of time while you were speaking because I was so engrossed. When the time was up, then I realized, oh, he has converted this topic. Then he used this wife, some sort of thingy, and then he gave some inspirational thing out of it. Life is a chaos, right? We all agree to it. But if we organize it a bit, I think it will be a bit better, right? A bit. Anyways, Toastmaster Anand, do we have time for another topic?
I think we should move on.
All right then. Thank you so much, everyone. I thoroughly enjoyed and learned so much. It was so nice being in the meeting after so long. And thank you for being such fabulous participants. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Anand Katyayani.
Thank you so much, Aina. And before you close your session, on your behalf, allow me to introduce the poll as well. Everyone, please mark the best table topic speaker. The timing is also mentioned, as is also the case in the chat as well. And yes, you can vote for yourself as well. Timings are mentioned for both prepared and table topic speakers in the chat itself, along with the polls. We have got around 6 responses out of 9 eligible responses available. So hurry up, in the 30 seconds, the poll will close. While you are marking your choice, let me talk about the choices that I made in my life. And the best choice that I have made is to surround myself by people better than me. One of the platforms which has enabled me is Toastmasters, of course. But there are moments, there are places where I have chosen to rise above people who are sulking around me, who are kind of having the same emotional bandwidth. When I was feeling negative, negativity attracts negativity. I was fortunate enough to find those people around me who helped me rise above the pit, I call it. And from this pit came optimism that one day the things will improve. And that COVID-related incident was not an isolated incident. There are a series of moments in last 7 or 8 years where I felt like making the mistake or going down the wrong track. Today, when I look back, however, I see a marked improvement in my life, my circumstances, my caliber, my capacity, and the most important part, my influence network. And all of that happens because resilience. The attitude to be resilient and not just give up or not just react, but also the capacity to have a self-assessment, to look back, to evaluate your own choices, and to evaluate in the sense that what would have been a better approach so that the next time a moment like this comes, I'm better prepared. Well, that's the attitude which has helped me thoroughly in my life. Talking about the self-assessment or evaluations, we have our next section where an accomplished speaker, our current division director, will lead this team of evaluators to help us become resilient speakers, to become champion speakers. And to do the honors, let me invite Toastmaster Utkarsh Sharma. Utkarsh, proud to have you back on the stage.
Thank you so much, Mr. Toastmaster of the Day. Am I audible? Am I visible? Can you just give me a thumbs up? All right, fantastic. All right, it's time to get on a bandwagon of growth, because we are going to head straight to the evaluation section. And first up, we would have the speech evaluators. So I would like to take this opportunity to welcome Toastmaster Priyanka Mishra, if she's available.
Yes, I am.
Fantastic. Let's welcome Toastmaster Priyanka, who would evaluate our speaker, Toastmaster Anish, today. Over to you, Toastmaster Priyanka.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Anish. First of all, I would like to say that most of us who are there in this room, they were quite interested in your content because we all want to make some social media presence. At least there, and we have trainers in the room. We have so many people who are working, entrepreneurs as well. They want to create a kind of social media presence. They want to be visible to the world. And that there you were to help us with the with a public relations strategy. What I took away from your speech today, you talked about three things: authenticity, visibility, and attending special events, making connections. I love, so if I just go start with just the speech, it was a well structured speech, Manish. I could totally see that you are at level 4 and you have accomplished and implemented all the feedback you might have got on the way. And now you have reached to this level. It was totally getting reflected on your speech. So, along with this content, your structure was also great. You started with the premise, why you needed a strategy. You talked about the strategy and finally concluded with all the strategies. It was great. It was totally, completely amazing. What you can work on is only one thing I have to suggest you is audience engagement. Now, you were engaging audience. We were interested in your speech. We wanted to learn more and more and more. But as our great friend Upinder says, the world wants more storytellers. I want you, in my opinion, I also want you to be a storyteller, Anish. When you say when you are authentic, people started noticing you more, relying on you more. How? When you said your visibility got increased. How? When you started attending a special events, you started making connections. People started connecting. You got so many followers. How? I was so curious. I wanted to know how. Because I also want to do that, Anish. How did you do it? If you want to keep it as a secret, that is totally fine. But we are interested. We want to know how are you doing it. Since it is a 7-minute speech, you can accomplish can complete big strategies. Maybe you can pick one and say, for example, we took with authenticity, and you told because of you can give a scenario, hardly 2-minute scenario, and with that small story, you can kind of conclude that this is how I accomplished this PR strategy of authenticity. You can also do it. You have no idea how much you will be into your speech, Anish, and you are already a great speaker. And I'm wishing you all the best to with your this clear strategy which you're implementing throughout the world. And I wish you all the best to become visible and become famous like Elon Musk. You never know. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Priyanka. Let's welcome our speech evaluator number 2, Toastmaster, distinguished Toastmaster Rupinder Singh, who will evaluate Toastmaster Manoj's speech. Over to you, distinguished Toastmaster Rupinder.
Am I audible and visible?
Yes, you are. Please go ahead.
Okay. When I heard the name cookies, I was kind of intrigued. Is Manoj going to talk about the cookies we know that we have with tea or coffee? Never in my life would I have imagined that he was talking about probably the most famous cookies of all time, the ones that mushroom on the internet. Mr. General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, and could be, would be, should be Toastmasters. Let us see what else did Manoj get right in his speech. For a start, I loved the way he created intrigue by asking questions about morning rituals. Then he created some humorous and relatable experiences. For example, 43 pages open. For example, there being cookies and cache data in the phone. Then he hit us with facts. It was humor followed by facts. A human brain has about 2.5 petabytes of capacity. And then he made a comparison with videos to make it realistic. What I loved the most about the speech was the way he superimposed or compared phone memory with the brain. How moments become tabs. That metaphor was excellent. It was food for thought for everyone. If I have one thing to recommend to Toastmaster Manoj, I would say that if you're going to ask a question, then give time for the audience to respond. Unless it is a rhetorical question, in which case, get going within the first 1 second of asking the question. When you were speaking, you asked questions and there were some interruptions. So you might want to take care of that. I honestly think that this is a TEDx level speech. And it should be a longer speech. It should be around 17 to 18 minute speech. And I would encourage Toastmaster Manoj to focus in that direction. To conclude, like I always say, the world needs storyteller, and Manoj is a storyteller. Today he informed us with how our minds are like web browsers with so many tabs open and you don't know which one is playing music and blah 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 blah. I would ask him to wait for the audience to acknowledge his humor or his questions. And I would strongly encourage him that his next talk is a TEDx speech. Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Rupinder. That was quite an evaluation. It's time that we introduce and welcome our tag team for their reports. How about a request? I think we have already seen all of the timings, so should we just go through once, distinguished Toastmaster Anand, or any inputs on there?
Certainly. I can read it out once again. While there is an evaluator poll going on, best evaluators, you can respond to that. I'll read out the timings taken by the prepared speakers. Toastmaster Anish, the first speaker, took 7 minutes 20 seconds, and his respective evaluator, Toastmaster Priyanka, took 3 minutes and 14 seconds. Toastmaster Manoj the second speaker, took 6 minutes 50 seconds. His evaluator, Rupinder, pardon me for the spelling in the chat, he took around 3 minutes and 30 seconds, exactly on the dot. And the 5 table topic speakers, one by one, here are the timings. Toastmasters guest Snehashish, 1 minute 27 seconds. Guest Priya, 1 minute 5 seconds. Toastmaster Manoj, 2 minute 14 seconds. Toastmaster Anish, 1 minute 24 seconds. And last but not the least, Toastmaster Rupinder, 2 minute 28 seconds. The meeting started sharp at 7 and it is going as per the recommended agenda. Here is the conclusion of the timer report. Over to you, Utkarsh.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Anant Katyani. You're playing multiple hats today. Thank you so much. Next up, we would like to invite our counter of the day, Toastmaster Manish, on stage. Toastmaster Manish, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Of course, here I'm presenting my report as an R-counter. So to start with, Toastmaster Utkarsh used I mean 2 times and aha many times. As far as Toastmaster Anis is concerned, he repeated the word I attended twice. And as far as Toastmaster Priyanka Mishra is concerned, she has repeated name of the speaker thrice. And as far as Toastmaster Manoj is concerned, Manoj was flawless. Toastmaster Rupinder was flawless. Toastmaster Aina was flawless. Toastmaster Sneha Sis used 4 times and 2 times. That's all from my report. Over to you, Toastmaster Utkarsh.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Manish. We do have our action items in place. We got to know where we need to improve, and I'm sure we'll all work towards that. Thank you so much. It's time for the general evaluators report, so brace yourself. I will start up with, of course, our time. Mr. Timer has already informed that we started bang at 7, and that has been the hallmark of Turning Point Toastmasters. And come what may, we start at 7. Fantastic. We are running on time today. That's awesome. Moving on to the role players, I would quickly reverse the order and talk about the speech evaluators because that has happened in the recent past. So I will just quickly give feedback on that. Toastmaster Priyanka, in spite of all the challenges, I think you were traveling or logistical challenges. I mean, your evaluation was very, very holistic. You kind of were very, very specific with respect to, the pointers that you talked about, especially the commendation that you gave, and the recommendation also was very, very timely and pointed out in the right direction. It was not just you kind of said that, he requires audience engagement, but you told us where exactly and how to go about it. So that was fantastic. The only thing I could say, I mean, if I have to be nitpicky, would be that you kind of can work on finishing your evaluation in a very impactful way, right? You begin really well. You always have humor involved. You bring something new. That's fantastic. The CRC approach was to the T. Just end with an impact. That's all. I mean, sometimes you have to rush because of timings, but keep that in check. And something that we can learn from distinguished Toastmaster Rupinder Singh. So speaking of him, and that's all for Toastmaster Priyanka, and very well done. Distinguished Toastmaster Rupinder Singh is a master at giving evaluation. I loved the way he kind of created the hype in the beginning and then kind of paved the way to the CRC approach by saying, let's just talk about where he created intrigue and all of those stuff. And then he kind of picked up pace with the CRC approach. So it was, I mean, pure learning for me of how to kind of give a proper holistic evaluation. I am just also very, very impressed, or I would say worried, that he always finishes up on time. Like he utilizes the time to the T. I don't know how. He always finishes up at, say, for table topic at 2:30, and for evaluation at 3:30. That's also an art I would like to learn. Fantastic, distinguished Toastmaster Rupinder. Moving on to other role players, beginning with the Sergeant at Arms, Madam Toastmaster Priyanka. You are always cheerful, you bring humor, and that has been your hallmark, and you bring something new to the table. So that is fantastic. Improvisation, full marks. I always look forward to any role that you take up. Of course, the rules were read to the T. The only advice or feedback that I can give for your role as Sergeant at Arms is that whenever you try to improvise, I think you always bring up some humor or you kind of make us chuckle. It could be much more impactful if you could just rehearse once, right? Before that, before implementing it on the stage. So sometimes I could feel that there could be a better flow for those special improvisation or humor that you bring to your role. Moving on to our Toastmaster of the day, distinguished Toastmaster Anand Katyani. It was, of course, implemented and executed to the T. I love the way you kind of took extra efforts to ask those questions to all the role players in advance, and you kind of, paved it into your script. And it was very, very impactful because it was giving that whole theme vibe all throughout, and we got to know everyone a little more in detail. So that was fantastic. I loved the part where you shared and poured your heart out. You were vulnerable. And that is something that I have seen not very often. So that was beautiful. I loved you kind of asked other people to open up. So it was overall a very, very engaging session. In terms of technicalities, I mean, you were always fantastic. You are a veteran Toastmaster. You know how things work at Toastmasters. I do not have to talk about that at all. Thank you. All I can say is it's been a learning for me, and thank you for making sure and giving us and embracing us with your speaking skills as a Toastmaster of the day. Moving on to the table topic master, Toastmaster Aina, fantastic. I loved the way you kind of were very, very receptive of what other person was saying, at the same time not taking a lot of time before moving on to the next. I mean, made sure that you read all rules and regulations at the beginning. So it was almost perfect, if not perfect, because I don't think we should say anything is perfect. So it was a fantastic job done. I mean, I would only urge you to please come more often because you are a fantastic, fantastic asset for this club. Thank you so much. I think I have talked about all the roles. So overall, fantastic meeting, and I am so glad and so privileged to be a part of this meeting. And thank you. And over to you, the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Anand. And even I'm on time. Fantastic.
Yeah, today everything is going as per the plan, whatever the plan was. Thank you so much, Utkarsh, for playing an immense part in keeping it on the on the planned lines. Thank you, Manoj, for the message. Your speech was really, really impressive. And if at all you have a minute, I would want you to poll on one last poll if you're still there. Even if not, then that's fine. Is Manoj here? No, Manoj dropped off. So, folks, there is one poll that our presiding officer will launch, the best role player. But before that, there is one last poll, result of one last poll that I previously launched in addition to the usual polls in the meeting. I'm sharing the results of it on the screen for all of us to ponder for a second. Interesting observation, isn't it? The sources of resilience we find often are the family and, surprisingly, well, not so surprisingly, the Toastmasters, sometimes life partners. Not a single vote for office colleagues or work, professional colleagues. Why is that? I don't need to elaborate on that, but that's a food for thought for all of us. If at all we find people who are not competing but collaborating, remember the old adage, you are but the sum or the average of the 5 people closest to you. So, of course, emotionally, we are closest to our friends, family members, or Toastmasters. But the people who we spend most of our day with, they are our colleagues. So, how about we do the very thing we do in Toastmasters at our workplaces as well? Instead of competing against people, be generous and be large-hearted and collaborate. At times, let go of the credit. Easier said than done, I know, but let's just try. Maybe we will become more resilient in the process, and we will become probably a motivation for others to be resilient around us. It's the abundance mindset that I'm calling out for. And this has been my learning in the last 7, 8 years of professional life as well. And a lot of times I felt like, why should I support this person, that person? I'm not getting paid for it. But then the Toastmasters helped me become of this abundant mindset where we do a lot of training programs pro bono. We prepare with our heart and soul for all these trainings or sessions, which practically we don't get paid for. Still, we make it the best possible experience. Take example of this meeting today. We make our level best effort to make it a memorable experience for everyone who's spending their 2 hours or 1.5 hours into it. What do we get out of it? Well, today, as you may have seen, we become more resilient. We become more capable. Case in point, I am right now playing the role of not just the Toastmaster of the day, but the pole master, but the timer, and the tech master as well, spotlighting in between. And you don't see me running out of the script because, frankly, the script is all here. The introductions are all here. The tech mastering is all here. And as Utkarsh has noted down, we have gone to this, we have reached this level because he and I both together have gone through those meetings where there were 3 people or 2 people, or when there were 5 people handling 15 different roles, and not just here, but at District 41 level as well. So here is a toast from Turning Point Toastmasters to the spirit of resilience. On that note, I conclude the theme today and invite once again this charming personality, the captain of the ship of Division H in District 41, Toastmaster Utkarsh, as presiding officer once again.
Thank you so much. Wasn't that a treat? Can we have a huge, huge round of applause for distinguished Toastmaster Anant Katyani for being a one-man show today, wearing multiple hats and doing everything to the T. I mean, I've learned so much by just being, present and vigilant in this meeting from him. So fantastic. Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Anant. All right. As a presiding officer, I do have certain duties. First of all, I would make sure that we have the last poll launched. So as Tech Master, distinguished Toastmaster Anant, I request you to launch that poll right away. All right. Requesting everyone to cast their votes for the best role player. I will do my part as well. Thank you so much. You have 30 seconds to cast your votes. In the meantime, I think we're done with all the polls, distinguished Toastmaster Anant. All right, fantastic. In the meantime, let me take a quick feedback from our guests. How about I start with Toastmaster Anish? How was your experience today? If you have any feedback for us.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Utkar. So this was my first experience on the online meeting as well as the cross-border meeting. So it was a newest experience for me. So when distinguished Toastmaster Anand posted that there is a slot available for the speaker, immediately I voted myself. I volunteered myself because I wanted to experience that and even that network with you all guys. So it was an fruitful experience for me, a new experience for me, and I think my family are also watching me live on the YouTube as well. So I think that because I have been receiving messages every minute. So I think that was the best part. So it was the newest experience and I liked it the most. I think I will be, joining again and again in such a platform and with you guys. Thank you so much for having me.
Glad you had a fantastic experience, and I'm sure your family must be really, really proud of you. And I'm so glad that we're already friends on LinkedIn. So yeah,
Yes.
fantastic. Thank you so much, Toastmaster
Thank
Anish. All right, how about I take feedback from Priya? Priya, are you there?
Yeah.
All right. Hi, Priya. How are you doing?
Yeah.
Is it okay if you could just let us know how was your experience in the meeting and any feedback for us?
Returning from office side, so on the way I joined. So I couldn't listen the entire meeting, but it was very good, and I learned many things from your meeting, like seeing the timing in the background, and as well as the many things I learned today.
and it was fantastic meeting. I joined to the Toastmaster to improve my communication. So you guys are already good. I'm thinking like why those people are learn. We need to learn like leadership and the public speaking. So thanks to this forum. Thanks for the opportunity. It was fantastic meeting. Thank you.
Fantastic Toastmaster guest, Priya. If you're could be, would be, and should be a Toastmaster, let's just say that. Fantastic. I'm glad that you had a great experience, and we request you to come more often, and we will make sure that you have very engaging meetings. Thank you. All right, we do have Snehashish with us. Hi, Snehashish. I promise that you will have a very engaging meeting in the beginning, so we'd just love to know what's your feedback now. Did we live up to our word?
Toastmaster is always a learning platform. We always learn from Toastmaster. Whenever I join the meeting, I always learn from it. There are seniors from there are so many seniors because I'm just 21-year-old guy, and there are seniors who are very experienced and professional who quit their job and they are here. And about the speakers, I just love how they connect. Like right now, if somebody give me a word in English because it is not my native language, and if somebody give my topic like my mind will blank. I will blank out. Right? What should I say? But when I see people here communicate when they give like Anis when a topic is given to him in table topics, he just connect. How he connect. That's I loved it, and that is how what I want to say. Over to you, Utkarsh Sharma, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much. It's a mutual learning experience for all of us. We learn from each other, and that's the beauty of Toastmasters. Thank you for your feedback, and I love the way how subtly you made us feel all old by telling your age. Thank you for that as well. All right. I think that's all for the feedback. How about I take this opportunity to quickly announce the much awaited results for today. The best evaluator chosen by the club members and guests today is none other than distinguished Toastmaster Rupinder Singh. Let's have a huge round of applause for him for that comprehensive feedback. Yes, fantastic. The best table topic speaker, and we have a tie. So the best table topic speakers for today are Snehashish and Toastmaster Anish. Let's give them a huge round of applause. Very well deserved and fantastically done. Best prepared speaker for today is Toastmaster Anish. Let's have a huge round of applause for him. Toastmaster Anish is winning all the laurels today. Congratulations, and we're so proud of you. Moving on to the best role player, of course, it has to be the one-man show, distinguished Toastmaster Anant Katyani. Let's have a huge round of applause for him. Fantastic. Congratulations, everyone. And this concludes today's meeting. We brings the curtain down to a fantastic meeting of Turning Point Toastmasters. We'll be back next Thursday at sharp 7 p.m. So I request you all to turn up again and let's embrace and learn together. Thank you so much. Requesting the tech master to turn off the YouTube live.
I'm